No limits, no ceiling, no crown, no pressure gonna hold me down. No stopping till I break every rule. No limits to what I can do. Nowhere is too far away. No border gonna stand in my way. No wall that I can't break through. No limits to what I can do. Drive on the wrong side. Just live while I can. Stay here in the moment, 'cause I'm free to be my own man. What do I say? Am I chasing that dream the whole way? No limits, no ceiling, no crown. No pressure gonna hold me down. No stopping till I break every rule. No limits to what I can do. Nowhere is too far away. No border gonna stand in my way. No wall that I can't break through. No limits to what I can do. Sometimes you got to get up and go. No limits, no ceiling, no crown. No pressure gonna hold me down. No stopping till I break every rule. No limits to what I can do. Nowhere is too far away. No border gonna stand in my way. No wall that I can't break through. No limits to what I can do.
What's going on? Welcome everybody to J Lippman Live. How is everybody doing today? So happy to see you. So happy to be here. It has been an absolutely insane week and a half, I guess. It's Wednesday, isn't it? So we'll get into all that in a bit. But first, if you're new here, if you're new to the stream, new to the channel, my name is Jay, and here we talk about three things and three things only: video editing, camera gear, and how to make better videos. This live stream is your opportunity to ask me questions and hopefully learn a little bit more about the video creation process. So if you do have any questions about any of those three things, any part of the video creation process at all, make sure that you click the link in the description, fill out the form. I'll be jumping into that and doing a little bit of Q&A in just a little bit. But first, let's jump into the chat and say hello to some people. What's going on? Jelly Duck, how are you, sir? Steven Krieger, hello. Kit Kat, hey. Creating with Ken, hello. How are you? Steezy FPV, new to editing. I fly FPV religiously, learning how to make sick vids. Thanks for all the help so far. No problem. And welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. So happy to see you here. Tish, HFS is the Artist Haven. Hello. How are you? Hello, Mr. Miles, Chief Engineer. Fake news. What's fake news? What is fake news? What's going on? How are you, sir? Okay, I'm not about just video, but audio as well. That's true. Well, audio is a very important part of the video creation process. So yes, we talk about audio. Audio is my favorite part of the video creation process. So there we go. That's right. Submit your questions. Link in the description. Thank you so much, Jelly Duck. So we have had a pretty crazy couple of weeks. Let's start at the beginning, shall we? So Last Monday, I think it was, and you guys have probably heard this part of this story already, but last Monday I was heading to towards my dad's house to Rockville to get a suit for my cousin's wedding, which got cut short because my girlfriend's car, which we were in, broke down. And so it turned out to be a coolant leak. My best friend owns a shop that was 5 miles away from where we were, so we filled the reservoir with water and limped it there, and they kept it overnight. We got the car back Tuesday night, and then Wednesday, the clutch wouldn't disengage, so we ended up having to put the car back in the shop again. It is still in the shop. It's got a bad clutch, bad flywheel, bad master cylinder. Still waiting on some parts. Should get it back hopefully early next week, just in time for me to take it to Ohio for my other cousin's wedding. So there's been that going on. We didn't have heat in the house for a few days. The kid was sick yesterday. There's just been a lot, which is why I didn't end up putting out a video on Monday. It was just the insanity left me with very, very little time to film anything at all. So I basically Monday had the choice to either try and, kill myself by filming and editing and uploading a video all in one day, or, doing what I needed to do, which was take a break and get some rest and re-energize and all that stuff. So that has been it's been crazy. 3D Animation Geek. Do I use Blender? I do not use Blender. I have checked out Blender a little bit, but no. Any graphics that I do in Fusion in DaVinci Resolve. So I've never used Blender, but I believe Blender is also node-based, just like Fusion. So, maybe I'll play around with it one day. Who knows? I've been playing around with the idea of giving Blender a try. Yeah. That would be cool. Yeah, I don't do too much 3D animation, or really any 3D animation. It's just not really my thing. I'm not a huge graphics guy. So, Simply Beth, what's going on? Hello, how are you? Did you notice a hit to your analytics because of the delay? I'm a bet not much. What delay is that? Is there a delay? I'm confused. I haven't really noticed a hit to my analytics so much. I mean, things have slowed down a little bit. I'm not, gaining anything as fast as I was a few weeks ago. Things have definitely, slowed down a little bit, but I wouldn't necessarily call it a hit. It's just the ebb and flow of things. So, but I'm curious to find out what delay you're talking about. And while I wait for Steven to type his response, quick heads up. I got a video coming out, I hope. Not being able to post because your life got in the way. Oh, no, I actually haven't. I haven't really seen anything. People are still watching older videos. My videos are still getting pushed. None of that's, no, I'm not, there haven't been any real repercussions except for the people who didn't check my community tab and people who apparently failed to see on Twitter that I decided to take a day off. A couple people texted me. I was like, "Hey, where's your video? Are you not doing one today?" So, but that's it. All is getting there. Simply Beth. Like I just finished explaining. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. This week is very, very busy as well. I still haven't filmed Friday's video. So we'll see. I'm hoping that I can do that. It should be a really simple video. So I'm hoping to do that before I leave to go pick up the kid, after this stream is done. Really cool video actually that I have planned. I've been rewatching House, like the entire series. And there's been like a couple episodes that have given me some ideas for videos. So I'm going to show you a really cool double vision effect. I'm going to show you how to build that without even having to jump into Fusion. You can do it all right from the edit page. It's pretty simple and it looks pretty cool. Mr. Mouse Chief Engineer says Blender or standalone Fusion because Resolve doesn't offer audio with its built-in Fusion tab, and I may need that soon. There you go. I mean, I do everything within Resolve, so not having audio in Fusion doesn't really doesn't really bother me that much because I just click back over to the edit page and I have audio. But if you're not doing everything in DaVinci Resolve and you want to do 3D animation outside of that, then yeah, the standalone Fusion could definitely work. Hugh Laurie is an amazing actor. I agree. I keep meaning to look up like what has he done since House because I haven't really seen him in anything. But for any of you fellow Doctor Who fans, I was thinking he'd probably make a pretty good Doctor. He is. I mean, he is British, so like I feel like he would be a good Doctor. Maybe more of a Peter Capaldi type Doctor. Like I could definitely see him playing that kind of role. Ugh. By the way, guys, this is not coffee. This is tea. I'm actually out of coffee, which is like sacrilege. But I'm drinking some black tea with some milk and sugar, and it's actually fairly delicious. Let's see if we have any. We do. We definitely have a question. Steezy FPV asks, making 3-minute tops videos for flights stuck to songs, whether it be chasing dirt bikes or just flying cinematically in a park. What do you recommend for transitions and clipping high speedish clips together? New and not rich to buy much, but learning. I would say, like, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of like, big fancy transitions in really any videos, like the star wipes and all that stuff. Most video editing software has built-in transitions. DaVinci Resolve is no exception to that. But I mean, honestly, I'm a fan of just doing simple crossfades or just cuts, cuts to the beat of the music. I don't think sometimes I think people overdo transitions a little bit and it kind of takes away from the quality of the video. It almost makes the video seem a little bit cheaper. So I would first try it out just doing, straight blade cuts and, just simple crossfades, stuff like that. Sunshine Cooper, what's going on? Queen Sunshine is here again from the Philippines. Well, welcome. Snarktastic, can you comment on how serious it is to miss a week's posting of a new video? I haven't seen anything. I think if you take an extended break, then maybe it would have a bigger impact. But missing one, I mean, I've typically upload twice a week and do a live stream. So, missing one, especially a Monday video, like my Monday videos are never DaVinci Resolve videos. So those don't get missed too much. But I think there's definitely something to be said for consistency. But I mean, personally, I didn't see a hit at all. Like nothing dipped down or anything like that. Like I said, older videos are still getting pushed by the algorithm. People are still watching, people are still subscribing. So, if you miss a video here or there, then I don't think it's a big deal. Now, if you take an extended break, I know people who took extended breaks and they came back and their channel basically had died. So live life and explore. What's going on? Steezy FBB. Okay, sweet. That helps. I agree on overdone transitions. Yeah, awesome. Mr. Miles, chief engineer, says he did a show called Dr. Chance after House. It's weird. It's not related to House, but he's a doctor and acts like Wilson, not House. That is weird. That is really, really weird. Tish, yeah, no coffee. I ran out of coffee. I haven't been to the grocery store yet, so maybe I'll remember to grab some on my way home tonight. I hope so, because otherwise I'm going to be drinking tea tomorrow morning. I've chosen 7 p.m. Leela, hello. Hey, I like this angle. Well, thank you. This angle is not on purpose, but I'll totally take credit for it. I've chosen 7 p.m. Thursdays for posting. Is there a better way? Or is there a better time or day? I don't think so. I don't think there's any hard and fast rules for that. I've experimented a lot And, I typically try and release somewhere around 9 o'clock in the morning on Mondays and Fridays. Um, because that seems to have been what works best for me. But like, there's a couple different ways that you can, determine the best time of day. TubeBuddy actually, um, if you have TubeBuddy, there's a thing that says, best time to post, and it actually doesn't tell you the best time to post. It tells you a couple different ways to figure it out. But one way to do it, for example, is to figure out, what time zone the majority of your views are coming from, and post at 6 a.m. that time zone. That's what I do. Most of my views actually come from California, so I post at 9 a.m. Eastern time, which is 6 a.m. in California. So that's that. I drink coffee in the morning and herbal tea in the afternoon. I just drink lots of coffee, except I'm out of coffee. It makes me sad that I'm out of coffee, actually. But I gotta say, this tea is pretty good. vidIQ and Morning Fame both have a best time to post feature. Yes. And I used vidIQs for a while and posted based on that, and I didn't really see much of a difference. So I think the best bet always is to like dig into your own analytics and learn how to read those, and make your decisions based on that. I mean, the vidIQ tool is pretty good, but it was actually telling me to post at like 2 in the morning. And I did that a couple times and nothing happened. So thanks for introducing me to Mr. J. I'm a Mr. now? Holy crap. Mr. Miles, Chief Engineer, says the use of transitions, I would argue, depends heavily on the style of video. YouTube videos with someone talking and constantly changes images on screen, lots of fancy transitions works. That's true. Yeah, I mean, when I say fancy transitions, I don't mean like whip pans and I'll even go as far to say I'm a glitch transition addict. I love glitch transitions. What I'm talking about are like the weird, like, star wipes and like the weird stuff that comes like built in to most editing softwares that just kind of look cheesy and hokey. Like, that's mostly what I'm talking about. If you do something that mimics what you can do in camera, I'm all about it. But I would just stay away from anything like that's too, what's the word I'm looking for? Like too artificial, I guess, is the word that I'm looking for. So I think the Morning Fame one is worth a try, Jay. I've heard good things. I'll try it out. I have Morning Fame, so common sense is key. Yes. Yes, your own analytics will be the best source, and think about the demographics like you just said. Yep. Reminder for anyone that cares, change top chat to live chat if you want a more accurate chat. 100%. I don't know why it defaults to top chat. It drives me nuts whenever I'm in the live stream and I'm like seeing people, I'm seeing the streamers react to the chat and I'm like not seeing the chat. And yeah, it's weird. Tech Examined, what's going on, sir? Long time no speak. And by a long time, I mean like, what time is it? Like what, 4 hours? Overusing stock transitions are horrible. Exactly. Oh, man. Guys, I can't tell you how much I needed this live stream. I can this is like the first sense of normalcy I've had since last week. It's been bad. Quick reminder, guys, to anybody who hasn't been here, we are talking as much as we possibly can about the process of making videos. So if you have any questions, yeah, you can go ahead and long time no speak. I talk to Tech Examined all the time. Ardo, hello. Have you bought Resolve Studio version now? Not yet. Still saving up. I'm poor and I have a child, so other things have taken priority. And also I'm about to, got a car in the shop. So Anywhere Near Zero official. Working alone in a recording studio sucked life from me. I've recently dived into my own YouTube channel and want your advice about meeting new like-minded people. I mean, yeah. Hey, tech for your needs. What's going on? Yeah, 100%. That's super important. I mean, honestly, like meeting people is really, really important. And there's a few different ways to do that. You can, um, start building relationships in the comments of other people's videos, or in the comment section of your own videos. Start responding to them, having conversations. Getting involved in Twitter and finding people who do what you do is a great way to do that. And I look for meetups too. I don't know if any of you have the app Meetup, but every once in a while, there's not so much around me, which is unfortunate, but occasionally you might be able to find meetups of YouTubers in your area. Just go out, shake hands. But like, if you're looking for a place on the internet, I would 110% recommend Twitter. I love Twitter. Twitter is amazing. Twitter, Twitter, Twitter. How to improve your audio? Well, that's a loaded question. It depends what's wrong with it. It depends what's wrong with it. Cornwall, UK does not have YouTubers or content creators. I find that hard to believe. Well, I mean, okay, so what is Cornwall near? Is it near Sheffield? Is it near London? Like, can you travel? Tish says, helpful hint, if you do a lot of live streams and keep them up on your channel, like me, do not edit them in YouTube Editor in any way. The chat will disappear. Yep. I'm having trouble. Live Life and Explore. Hello. I'm having trouble with things made in Resolve 16 not to work in 16. Is that normal? What do you mean? Like, DaVinci Resolve 16 isn't working? I like working alone. I typically do too, but every once in a while it's nice to hook up with other people and actually create something. Thanks for sharing about how to use the particle dissolve effect, which is really a piece of cake. Thank you. Thank you very much, Jelly Duck. Was debating about a course at college, for example, related to DSLR just to meet people. Yeah, I mean, if you can, well, I mean, you're in the UK, so I don't know how the whole college thing works over there, but like, if you can go to college without going into debt, go for it, Ted Matos, hello, sir. Also, Facebook groups in your area for social media clubs. Absolutely. 100% Simply Beth. Brighton is the YouTube hotspot. There you go. I live in SoCal. There are too many film creators around me. Yeah, there's a ton out there. Victor Bryan. Hi, Jay. I'm from Kenya. And can you make a tutorial on how to make wedding titles with animated graphics? Trying to create some in Resolve, but all are in After Effects. Yeah. I'm doing a lot more stuff in Fusion lately, so just keep an eye out. I don't know if I'm going to make anything specifically for weddings, but hopefully I would start with my Fusion basics, and just start, experimenting with stuff. But I'll definitely be doing some more, titles, animated title stuff in Fusion, soon. Uh-oh. Looks like we got a troll. Woo! Love me some trolls. Steezy FPV, do you have a video on rendering and exporting? I record on a Hero 8 at 4K 30 generally. I am learning. My first couple were super grainy. I bumped up some KB limit to 30K, not 10K, and it helped. You're getting grainy on export, but it's not grainy in Resolve. I need a little bit of clarification on there, Steezy. Live Life and Explore. Sorry, I'm at 16, not working in 15. It could just be, 16 definitely got some new features. So if those features aren't in 15, then maybe things that were created with those features won't work. I'm not sure. I only have 16, so I haven't really had the opportunity to figure that out. Oh, there you go. There's confirmation. A lot of features in Resolve 16 won't work in Resolve 15. So if you bring in a file that had those features applied, Resolve 15 wouldn't know what to do with it. There you go. Tech examine. Bye-bye. Thank you, sir. Blumenthal, you guys are the greatest. Yeah, trolls happen. Trolls happen. She's not the first, and I'm certain she won't be the last. If you are doing any paying job, you need at least 2 cameras. If one malfunctions, the other one is saving you. You always need redundancy. I tend to agree with that. Now, I will say this. If you if you are doing paid work and you can't afford to own a second camera, I would build in rental equipment into your budget for the client. So, whoa, Jay's calendar says November. Am I in the right month? Yeah, Ted. I fixed it. It works now. Walked away from the entire Adobe collection, and you were totally right. Resolve Studio does it all and more. Purchased an entire rig. Now just gotta decide on a monitor. FieldWorld F6 Plus. I'm still working on a crappy laptop for the time being. So, as soon as I start shopping for monitors, I will definitely, I will definitely get back to you on that. No, not grainy till I watched it after. Some guys Resolve Video says to move some kilobyte limit to 30,000 and it looked much crisper. I don't know what it affects. I am not 100% sure. Jay Lippman, I get random glitches. Artifacts might be the word, where part of an image will be present in a scene change, but with a glitch shape when it should be direct cut to scene. Are you the only time I've noticed that is when I've tried to upscale in the free version of DaVinci Resolve, and then I'll get some weird, like artifacts, like glitchy artifacts, especially, in scene changes and in like high contrast environments. So if you are trying to upscale, then I wouldn't do that. I would actually, export at 1080 and then, use something else to upscale. I personally use Adobe Media Encoder. Because it works. Absolute Rule, what's going on, dude? Yeah, but when you watch it in the editor's video, it's just fine. Exactly. Seems random. Even when I re-render it, those glitches will remain. Yeah, for me, I've definitely had that, but it's only happened when I've tried to upscale 1080 to 4K in the free version of DaVinci Resolve. So. Ted Matos, I need to just bite the bullet and download DaVinci Resolve and try it out. I mean, it's free. If I do, Jay will be my DaVinci sensei. Well, thank you so much. You should definitely try it out. I mean, that's what I tell people is it's free. So you're not really, there's nothing to lose by trying it out. If it's free, then try it. And if you like it, keep using it. If you really, really like it, then, save up the money to upgrade. I mean, it's only $300, but in my current state, there's nothing only about $300. So do we have any more questions? We do not, because you guys are all posting them in the chat, which I'm totally fine with. Sweden, what's going on, Rudolph? How are you? Snarktastic, I get a strange color artifacts in Resolve 16.1, but it is associated with using New Blue Effects Titler Pro. It's a nice feature that the products work together, and this is definitely an edge case. Gotcha. I'm not upscaling anything that I'm aware. Would it automatically upscale 720? Would it automatically upscale 720 on a 1080 timeline? It shouldn't. 300 is still 300. I don't understand. 300. Okay, now I understand. 300 is still 300. Exactly. Sensei. DaVinci Resolve Sensei. I like that. I don't know how much I agree with it, but I like it. I'm still learning just like the rest of you guys. There's always new stuff to learn. But Mr. Miles, it shouldn't automatically upscale 720 to 1080. I don't think. Unless you did you put everything? Oh, wait a minute. It might. It might. If you have a if you are you I can't talk. Did you set up your timeline specifically as a 720 timeline, or did you set it up as a 1080 timeline? Because if you have it set up as a 1080 timeline and you have a little checkbox checked that will automatically fit anything to the size of your frame, then yes, it will automatically upscale. So, do I see a merch idea? Should I make a Da Vinci Sensei? Should I make a Da Vinci Sensei t-shirt? Have you used other video editors other than Resolve and Premiere Pro? I have. I started off using Video on my Chromebook, which was, it's free. Well, there's a paid version. I had the paid version because I refused to upload anything in 480p. But so I started with Video, then I moved on to Filmora, and I used Filmora for a bit, and then I moved on to when I started getting a little bit more serious about the process of making videos instead of just making videos to promote a business. I jumped over to Premiere Pro and learned that, and then Premiere Pro updated to 2019. I started having a whole bunch of problems, and then I moved over to DaVinci Resolve. So that is I think that's the whole history. It's a consistent problem I'm getting, and it's always random. I can't figure out a pattern. It even happened on my laptop, a whole other machine. Yeah, I would venture a guess that you might be accidentally upscaling from 720 to 1080. Jay is my personal teacher. He doesn't know it, but I set my kid up watching him on YouTube TV. Wait, and I suck in his info and then put it into practice. Wasn't paid to say this. Well, anywhere near zero. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Oh, do you think it is better to do a fade where you fade in and out, or to do a crossfade? Snarktastic, I think it depends on the video. It depends on the video. It depends on the scene. I think, it wouldn't really, I think in between scenes, like in between complete scenes, then a fade out and fade back in is probably more warranted. But if it's like in the middle of some kind of, slow motion sequence, some kind of cinematic sequence or something like that, then maybe a crossfade would be better. Yeah, it really all depends. Like, I'm very big on editing on the feel of the video. So like 9 times out of 10, when you ask me a question, like what kind of transition would be best here, my answer is going to be whatever feels right. And like, that's a huge part of editing for me, is like, I will tweak it until it feels right. Like everything creative is subjective, basically, meaning there really are no rules when it comes to stuff like that. Yes, there are production standards, especially if you're doing stuff for TV or movies. But as far as the kind of transitions you use, the frame rate you shoot at, your shutter speed, all that stuff, find the feel that you're going for and keep shooting and keep editing until you hit that feel. Where are we? Hashtag yes. All right. Yes to Sensei t-shirt. I get a free one since I came up with the name. Oh, man. I set it up as a 1080 timeline, and I sometimes will pull in videos at 720, and I will often mix 1080p clips with 720 clips. I wonder if that's it. That might be it. That's the only thing I can come up with, but that's because that's the only thing that's ever caused me a problem. So, gotta run. Thanks for the info and the chat. Live life and explore. Thank you so much for stopping by. Crossfades are very good to show a passage of time as well. True. Oh, okay. Got it on the fades and cross dissolves. Thanks. Sweet. Awesome. No problem. Did anybody put anything in the chat? We do. Vaping with Ken. Creating with Ken asks, I'm having issues overlaying green screen effects. I try my best, but there still appears to be a very thin line of green over the people slash objects. Any tips for this? It's been so long since I've worked with green screen. It's been a very long time since I've worked with green screen. So I know that there is a way to deal with that. And it's in all the chroma key settings. I just can't remember exactly what it is. I actually do have some green screen clips that I downloaded. So I'm going to be doing some green screen work for you guys. I'm going to do a green screen tutorial in the next couple of weeks because a lot of you have asked me for that. So. Oh my God. Where are we? Where are we? I have some ideas in my head for it. Hit me up if you decide to go with it. Speaking of green screen, Ultra Keyer versus Delta Keyer. Good question. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't dealt with green screen in a while. I got to like refresh my memory on how to do all that stuff. So, keep an eye out. Next couple of weeks, green screen video. It's coming. A lot of you have asked me for it, and hopefully all of your questions will be answered. If they're not, comments, you know me, I love responding to comments. Having difficulty with understanding Fusion, do you have any tutorials you would offer to start with the basics? Yes, DaVinci Resolve Fusion Basics. It is a video on my channel, and it'll walk you through kind of how to think about Fusion and all that stuff. It definitely doesn't go into every single tool that you can use because there's a ton of them, but it'll give you the basics, kind of how to think about Fusion. And then if you go from there into a couple of my tutorials, it should help you get a little bit more comfortable with it, maybe unlock some creativity so you can start creating your own stuff. Gotta leave anywhere near zero. Thank you so much for stopping by. My second question on the form may be a bit confusing. You're in your house. Yes, I am. My roommate just left. I'm not sure where he went, but he just left. So that's what all that noise was. 22 watching and only 11 thumbs up. Come on, people, show the man some love. Thank you so much, Creating with Ken. I'm going to go check out how to drag transitions to all selected clips. I don't know if you can do that. I feel like I've tried to do that a few times, and it just hasn't worked out for me. All right, let's see here. Responses. Creating with Ken also asks, if I were to shoot a gaming video at 1920 by 2160, so are you talking vertical there? Because that's vertical. So 1080 of the frame is the game, and the other portion is webcam. Is there a way I can export the video at 1920 by 1080 aspect and just cut and overlay the cam in a smaller area of the game portion? Let me read that again. If I were to shoot a gaming video at 1920 by 2160, so 1080 of the frame is the game, and the other portion is webcam, is there a way I can export the video at 1920 by 1080 aspect and just cut and overlay the cam in a smaller area of the game portion? I don't think so. Maybe, but I don't, maybe in Fusion you can do that. You might be able to do something like that in Fusion, but I honestly don't think so. Your best bet, if you want to have like game footage and your webcam in there, is to maybe record them separately and just stack the webcam footage on top of the gaming footage, and then just shrink down your webcam footage and put it wherever you want. That's probably your best bet, is to just record them separately. But I don't think you can do what you are asking. Oh, I asked where I was. Oh man, That's funny. Jelly Duck, have a great day, man. Jay's stream used to be called Where Are We Wednesday? Yes, and it was mostly because at least 10 times during the stream I would say, "Where are we?" because I had no idea what I had been I would lose my sentence mid-sentence and I would end up saying, "Where are we?" Yeah, that happened. 1920 height, 2160 width. Interesting. I'm pretty sure that Resolve is picture in picture. I think they do too. These are all things that I don't do a lot. Premiere Pro, EDS, Resolve, Final Cut Pro. Which one do I recommend? I mean, I would recommend whichever one you're more comfortable with, and it honestly depends on the style of video you're making, your computer, which one runs best on your computer, and which one works the way that your brain works. For me, Resolve was that. It works better on my laptop than Premiere Pro did. It gives me all the features that I need, and especially in the color grading and the effects department, it works the same way my brain works. Very node based, very linear, point A to point B, and it was really easy for me to pick up. So it depends. It's another thing. It really just depends on what you need out of a video editor. Do we have more? We do not. Let's clear this form. There's new noises. Personally, Resolve if you ramp up to learn it all. If you want mid-range semi-pro, you might look at Camtasia. I've actually never played around with Camtasia. I've heard good things, but I think if you're going to be doing professional quality stuff, you should definitely go with either Premiere or Resolve. Although I haven't I haven't looked at Premiere 2020. I haven't looked at the new version of Premiere yet, and I don't know if I'm going to, so you'll have to take what I say with a grain of salt. I haven't looked at Premiere Pro since 2019, so. But I heard they added some really cool stuff. Thank you, Blackmagic. I simply could not afford Adobe, but wanted something with similar capabilities. DaVinci Resolve is the way to go if that is your case. In the suggested videos below the chat, the first one is Basics of Green Screen. It's like it heard the chat. Premiere 2020 is great. It probably won't run on my laptop though, Leela. It probably won't. So I got to get a new computer. Not so I can run Premiere. I just need a new computer. But there's other things that I need even more than I need a new computer. So new computer's going to have to wait. Did you try round trip and dissolve? What does that mean? You talking about exporting something, putting it into Resolve, and then exporting it out of Resolve and putting it back into the original editor? Is that what you're talking about by round trip? That's crazy, Steven. I can't believe it. I can believe it. I totally can believe it. Basics. I think I've watched that video. Basics of green screen. Have you tried using Lightworks for editing? If so, what are your thoughts of Lightworks versus DaVinci? I have not tried Lightworks. I almost tried Lightworks when I was getting really, really fed up with Premiere Pro constantly crashing. I was looking around what can I I can't really afford to get anything. I can't afford to buy anything really. And so I was looking at free editors, and Lightworks was one of the ones that I was looking at, but it didn't seem like it had enough of what I needed. And so, I ended up watching a video. It was 5 myths about DaVinci Resolve. And one of them, was that you need a really powerful computer to run DaVinci Resolve. And the guy was like, I've been running DaVinci Resolve on like a 2013 MacBook, not even a MacBook Pro, just 2013 MacBook, and it runs fine. And I was like, oh, I'm sold. So I went ahead and I got Kevin the Basic Filmmaker. Okay, yeah, I have watched that one. Yeah, so I ended up going with Resolve. So I never checked out Lightworks, unfortunately. I lost it. I recently checked a video by a guy using After Effects. He calls it Ghost Out of Body. Can you make a tutorial on that? Man, you make your tutorials look way easy to follow. Oh, thank you, Victor. I'll take a look. I'll take a look and see if I can and recreate it. Ghost Out of Body in After Effects. I'll take a look, and if I can recreate it in Fusion or somewhere else in DaVinci Resolve, I will 100% do that. Resolve does have the capability to import certain RAW videos. For example, it will mostly work with the Sony RAW videos. Yeah, it'll work with S-Log. It'll work with obviously Blackmagic RAW. It'll work with C-Log. It'll work with most RAW video. So it's a professional software. So dude, don't get confused by the free bit. Like it's powerful. Ah, there goes my water. I have to laugh. So I built this powerful AMD Threadripper 2PC for editing and promptly ran out of storage. Surprising how quickly 3 terabytes just disappear. Yep. What GPU are you using for Resolve? Leela, have a great day. Thank you so much. Somewhere up here, I thought, oh no, it's not in this browser. I actually had my laptop specs. I had like looked them up and I had them bookmarked. Scully's House of Thrillers, what's going on? It's an NVIDIA, but I don't remember exactly which NVIDIA, but it's the one that came with my laptop. Are you planning another recap vid for 2019? I don't know, man. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure because it's not like now that I've niched down so much, like I was still kind of in that transition period where I was still like, vlogging and stuff like that back when I made the 2018 recap. So I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to do a 2019 recap or not, because it's kind of like does it really fit with my channel? So I'm still making that decision. Like, I'm wondering what my recap would be. I gained like way more subscribers than I ever thought I would. And I met some new really cool people. Like, I mean, it would be a very simple recap. Too bad I have to go to bed. It's almost 11 p.m. in Kenya. See you, but thanks for answering my questions. No problem, Victor. Have a great night, and thank you for stopping by. Could be cool to do something showing how you got where you were. I could do that. That's true. Budget Bushcraft. Holy crap. What's going on, man? What do you find to be the best general lens to carry around when simply being out and about? I would say I have a very limited lens collection, so I would say it depends on what you're doing. Like if you're just shooting, and you're gonna be doing maybe a little bit of vlog style, maybe a little bit of slow motion B-roll stuff, then I would probably honestly go with an 18 to 55 if you're on a crop sensor. But yeah, like if I have to decide to only pick one lens when I'm going out, I generally stick with the 18 to 55. I use the 10 to 18 here in my office. And sometimes if I know I'm not going to be doing a lot of B-roll, I'll just stick with the 10 to 18. but that I love that 10 to 18 lens. But like if I can only bring one lens with me when I'm going out and I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to be doing, I'll probably choose the 18 to 55 because that gives me like that 18 is, compared to a full, that would be a 24 mil on a full frame. And then like the 55 is like a 80 something or 90 something on a full frame. So, it's a really wide focal range, and so it gets wide enough to do some kind of like, selfie style vlogging stuff. And then it also gets in tight enough to get some really nice tight macro shots. So. I'm going to book, but want to thank you so much for your channel. You do good. Thank you so much, Snarktastic. I appreciate that. Jay Lippman, I just looked up this ghost out of body video. It's basically just cloning and a lowered opacity and what looks like some other ghostly effects on the clone. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's easy to do. I could 100% do that. I film on a Note 4. Hey, nothing wrong with the Note 4. You guys are such pros with cameras. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to respond to that. Maddie, quiet. You don't know. No. This is what I deal with. This happened for like 2.5 hours straight yesterday. Oh, man. Got to roll out. See you later, Joe. Have a good one, man. Hold on one second. I got to go wrap the dog in a pair of jeans so it stops barking. Hey, you. Quit it. Just there. All right? Chill. Oh. And we're back. That actually worked. I'm impressed with myself. Oh, where are we? I said it again. Still in the house. Still in the house. Do we have any new questions? We do not. Anybody have any questions? Usually I have like announcements and stuff, but like it's been such a crazy couple of weeks that I got nothing. The dog is laughing. Going to work. Good to see you, Scully. Thank you for stopping by. Have a great day. Have a wonderful day. Yeah, so I'm excited about the video that I'm hopefully putting out on Friday, unless more things go horribly wrong. But I'm planning on doing this. I was actually going to film this whole skit thing. Tech Examined was going to come down. We were going to film some stuff for his channel. We were going to film something for my channel. It was going to kind of be the intro for the video that I'm doing this Friday. And then my kid spiked a fever Monday night, and so we ended up keeping her home on Tuesday. So, Michael didn't come down and all that stuff. Sweet, thanks. Just got a new camera combo kit and a huge bag of lenses. Oh, you got like need a Thunder shirt for the pup. The Thunder shirt doesn't work. I don't get it. It's not even my pup. It's not mine. That's the roommate's dog. I have cats. 2 of them. They hate each other. And I'm surprised, like, neither one of them are really around right now. So. Ooh, I'm lagging a little bit today, aren't I? I'm watching myself a little bit. The 18 to 55 is a good versatile lens, but it also depends on the camera. So like if you got a full frame camera, then I would go with, maybe what's out there. I feel like 24 to 105 sounds good. That's basically the equivalent of an 18 to 55. So get a Thunder shirt for the roommate. Oh man, that's great. Get it. I would. Okay. I should. Oh man, that was funny. That was good, Steven. That was good. That was good. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys how to do a double vision thing. I'm gonna have to film my backup skit instead of the one that I originally had planned. But gonna show you guys how to do a really cool double vision effect. Most of which can be done outside of Fusion. And then if you want to like up your game a little bit, make it look just a little bit more sweet, you can jump into Fusion, add one particular effect, and it'll be super cool. So keep an eye out for that. That's coming out on um, Friday. Friday. I'm gonna film it as soon as this live stream is done. Cody Lafada. Hello. Hello, sir. Would you say for the $300 that Resolve replaces Premiere Pro and After Effects, I'm just getting into editing, but a one-time fee sounds a lot better than a subscription? I would say absolutely. After Effects and Fusion, I don't know. People really claim that, After Effects is better than Fusion. For what I do, I haven't found anything that I would do in After Effects that I haven't been able to do in Fusion, but that's very limited for me. That's like title animations and a couple other like minor things. I'm not a huge graphics guy, but as far as color grading is concerned, as far as, cutting up footage and putting together a timeline and all that stuff, and even as far as audio is concerned, I still would prefer Audition to Fairlight, but I can do everything that I need to do in Fairlight, and I'm an audio guy, like first and foremost. So me saying that actually does kind of mean something. So, oh, you got the Red Bull SL2. You get the same. You got the same camera that I do. So yeah, go ahead and slap that 18 to 55 on there if you're gonna go out for a day. It's good for stills. It's good for video. That was my vlogging lens for a really really long time until Tech Exam hooked me up with that 10 to 18. So. But yeah, for $300, I honestly do think that Resolve, the studio version, and even, even the free version, to be honest, like there's definitely things in the free version, or that are lacking in the free version. Definitely some features that, I cannot wait to get my hands on. But yeah, for $300, it's totally worth it. It's totally worth it. I think it replaces the need for a subscription. Doesn't Resolve have superior tracking abilities? I hear that often, but I'm not an Adobe user, so I wouldn't know. The tracking abilities in Resolve are really, really good. And they also seem to be much, much easier to use. But that's just me. Again, it has a lot to do with like the way your brain works as far as ease of use. But for me, I've found I more accurate tracking with Resolve than I could in Premiere. So keep checking the. At least I hope I'm going to film a video after this live stream. My throat always feels a little raw right after. So we'll see. Do we have... Uh-oh. No data. I just lost data. And now excellent connection. That's so weird. The data connection today is a little bit I think Leela left, Steven. Didn't Premiere 2020 offer a new feature for tracking? It might have. But I think Leela left. She said she had to get back to work. So she is a busy, busy gal. But it may have offered a new tracking feature on there, but I'm not sure. I'll have to look. I want to dive in and see, what those new things are. Random, but because it's slow, that audio bug I used to get, that popping sound, the last few updates fixed that for me. So yay for that. Sweet. still bothers me that I don't know what that problem was. That's odd. Cause like I used to get some pretty bad pops. When I first started using, um, okay, so here's a little bit of for any of you Resolve users out there. One of the problems that I had when I first started using Resolve, because I didn't know any better, um, Resolve really doesn't like it when you turn audio clips into a compound clip. So if you take, you know, multiple audio clips and you compound them, I used to get lots of pops when that happened. So I learned very quickly not to do that. So, but that was the only time I ever got any popping. Maybe that's not true. I used to get some popping on the edit page every once in a while, but like in Fairlight, it was fine. On export, it was fine. It was just in the edit page. So it was just weird. So it is 2:58, guys. Real quick, again, keep an eye out for my video on Friday. It's gonna be a fun one. I think you guys will enjoy it. Hopefully learn something. Also got some new merch. But it's the same new merch I had 2 weeks ago, same new merch I had last week, but got a couple t-shirts, couple designs for sale. You can actually get more than just t-shirts. You got sweatshirts and even pillows and leggings and all kinds of stuff. So make sure you click the link in the description for that. Again, ramping up Patreon. New newsletter is going to be coming out soon. I was supposed to do that this week, but it's been insane. So the new newsletter is coming. Make sure that that you're checking out my Patreon so you don't miss any of that stuff. And part of my ignorance, compound clip. What's that? Compound clip is when you take, so let's say you have like 3 video clips, right? You want, and you want them to become one video clip. So you highlight all 3 of those video clips, you right click and say new compound clip, and it'll take all 3 of those video clips and it'll merge it into one. So that is a compound clip. Also known as a nested clip in Premiere Pro. So, what was I saying? Right. Keep an eye on Patreon. If you guys haven't signed up for Patreon, make sure you do that. Got some cool stuff coming up. Going to get really heavy. I'm going to be showing you guys a lot more behind the scenes stuff via the lens feature. So if you're not signed up for at least the $5 tier, might want to consider that because things are about to get pretty cool. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for spending this last hour with me. I love you guys to death. You really turned my week around. This has been a great hour and I definitely needed it. I hope that I provided you some value as well. If so, if you're new and you found this last hour helpful or entertaining or any of that stuff, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, come out with videos twice a week usually. And we are here every 2 p.m. every Wednesday at 2 p.m. talking about video editing, camera gear, and how to make better videos. Guys, I love you to death, and I will see you next week.
Tired of waiting, lost while I'm sitting at home. Dream of a new destination, lust for something unknown. No limits, no ceiling.